Hey guys, it's the OC with Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. Let's talk about the ticking time bomb of Tyron Smith's health in this video. All right, guys, listen, before I get into the content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to content. Follow Boss Cowboy Sports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. So look, let's just jump right into this thing. Tyron Smith has been hurt. Missing 5 games last season. Now we're in the OTAs. Going into this season, he was held out because of some tightness in his back. And listen, the reality of this thing is that the Cowboys are going to have to quickly develop the talent that they have, and also guys that are already on this roster to be ready for a sudden change. And I believe, unfortunately, when it happens during the season with the health of Tyron Smith. No disrespect on him. I think that he is a yellow jacket type player. He's been very dominant over his career. All respect to him. But when you look at Tyron Smith, and just to kind of get into this, and I'll give some predictions on some solutions that I think will work for the Cowboys later in the video, so you got to stick around for that. But if you just look at Tyron Smith and look at the body of work, he has a fantastic body of work from the time he's been in the NFL. The problems begin back, to me, if I look at this, at about 2016 to 2019. He missed 3 games in each of those seasons. And I believe he's a tough, strong guy, but the cumulative effect of the pounding, of the wear and tear of the left tackle position began to really take its toll, in my opinion, if I'm tracking his health, back in 2020. In 2020, he missed every game except for 2. Every game except for 2. Last season, he was out for 6. So if you look at this, we're seeing a slow, unfortunately, tear down of his body. And most of his problems, which is what concerned me the most, is the neck and the back. And without your back, if you have back problems, it's hard to balance. It's hard to have strength. It's hard to have your quickness. If it's a neck issue, you risk injury. You also are very, very cautious about firing off the football and taking people head on and driving them back, because I played the position. You don't want your head in there. You don't want your head to be colliding with people and your neck snapping back if you have a soft neck or soft tissue injuries anywhere around the neck. So the strength around that neck, the muscle around that neck, is a major concern, and we're early. Now, what the Cowboys did do, to their credit, hey, the Cowboys are going to start Tyron Steele at right tackle. Now, Tyron Steele, to me, played some of the best football last year from the right tackle position, and he deserves to be the starter. However, the question comes is what happens, and what exactly should the Cowboys do if something happens to Tyron Smith and if he goes down? So what do we do with the very first pick? We drafted Tyron Smith. Now, by all indications, early in the offseason program and in the rookie minicamp, Tyron Smith looks fantastic as the left guard. He looks pretty good. Looks like that they're going to want to give him a go there. However, later in the draft, we drafted a guy out of North Dakota, and I think that the Cowboys, from early reports, right, and we haven't put on the pad, so this is something that we got to keep a close eye on, and we're not going to make a final prediction about at this point. But we do have Matt Waletzko, all right? Matt Waletzko, all right? And so he is a 5th-round rookie, and it seems that the Cowboys like him, and that maybe he's being looked at as a backup left tackle, because last year we drafted Josh Ball, but it was a report that, hey, he looked kind of small. So, when the Cowboys drafted Matt, I believe that that was a telltale sign that they maybe were not all the way sold on Josh Ball, and that they were not a firm believer in his development and where he was in his contribution. All these things remain to be seen, because we got to get the pads on before we can make any final determinations. However, it seems to me that in terms of footwork, in terms of what he's done on air, he looks good. My question about Matt Wielensko is, will he have the strength to stand up underneath the pressure and the speed that he's going to face? Because it's one thing having quick feet. It's another thing being powerful enough to sit down on bull rushers and your hands quick enough to replace and be able to do what you have to do when you face elite top end NFL players. And I think that Matt is going to need a little bit of time to cook. I think he needs a little bit of time to cook in the oven before you say he's ready to go. Now, Josh Ball, hopefully he comes on strong. It remains to be seen on what he's going to do because of the injury history that he's had and, being a rookie, right? So hopefully he comes back strong. Now, here's something else. And this is where I'm going to almost get to the point. But before I do, I want to just say that, man, the Cowboys, in my opinion, this is why we need to be more active in free agency, because we've had some opportunities with various tackles that are out there to get a veteran tackle that could be a veteran backup to have experience, right? But the issue that I have is that it seems that we're very hesitant to spend money on any type of player that may cost not too far above league minimum. Unless it's a very, very cheap free agent, it seems that we don't want to touch that player. And I think that's a cardinal flaw for the Cowboys in terms of their depth. I think the Cowboys draft very well. I think it's good things about what's going on, but I think that's a cardinal sin. And so now what you have is that if Tyron Smith goes down, you got Josh Ball, you got Matt Wielensko, or what you could do, and here's the solution part. This is what I think. I think you need to play your worst tackle at right tackle, whoever the weaker tackle is. And I think you got to throw Terrence Steele right back over there at left tackle. You got to throw Terrence Steele right back over there at left tackle because he's a stronger player. Now, if we look at last year versus Denver, when he played his first game ever at left tackle in the NFL, he struggled. He didn't have a good game. But after that, the games that he played at left tackle, he played very well. He did a great job. And so your best chance of protecting Dak Prescott and keeping him upright is to have the veteran guy with the most experience, which, in my opinion, your best tackle on your team, if Tyron Smith is not playing, is Terrence Steele, is to throw Terrence Steele in there and let him get the start at left tackle while these other guys develop. So I'd like to hear your thoughts and feedback about this in the video. I think that, it'll be interesting, and it's a pressure situation to where the offensive linemen that the Cowboys have drafted and that were on the roster last year, Matt Fairnuke, he played well at center, but I'm not talking so much about center, right? And because we don't have the type of guards besides Tyler Smith, and I don't know if Tyler Smith will be ready. It could be possible if Tyler Smith plays well in the preseason and he shows enough that you feel comfortable with him being a backup right or left tackle. Right? I think he's going to start at guard. But if he plays well enough, I think they're going to give him some reps in the preseason. So pay really close attention to these preseason games, because if he does well playing out in space by himself and his technique development, because he has the physical tools, but his technical development has to improve in terms of his feet and how he carries his hands and how he places his hands. If those things improve quickly enough, you very well could see him out at the left or the right tackle if they decide to swap and put Terrence Steele at the left tackle position early in the year. I think that you'll probably see Tyler Smith probably bump over to play right tackle and have Terrence Steele play the left tackle because he's a veteran guy with the most game experience, all right? So let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts and feedback about the video below. Until next time, follow Boss Cowboy Sports. Hit the like, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. Until next time, see you.